The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that...
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
If you've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population, this place absolutely outshines it.
It's Thursday, the 29th day of January 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman, and we'll have a news break from Teo Dill in a bit. How's everyone feeling today? Happy Friday, Junior. Happy Thursday to you all. Hopefully everyone's having an awesome week. And if not, we've still got time to make it. So, alrighty. Greetings, everyone. And thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Colleen English DeGrilla on from PALS. We're going to be discussing the 2026 PALS Walk. If you've been paying attention to this show over the last year, we've had some awesome conversations with PALS. I repeat, and I will say it again and again. This is one of those organizations, like many others, that you want to support before you need them. All right. So looking forward to the conversation with Colleen. Always a great conversation with her and her colleagues. The daily play today is going to be a name that place. Yeah, name that place. So hopefully easy question for you all. See, you can't say I always say it's easy, because the other day I actually said, oh, this is a hard one. And I think you all came through on that. So I think this one's easy. I think you all will be, your fingers will be going on the keyboard with the answer for this one. All right, audience, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Suzanne Ingham says, it's a super awesome Sherry Eve day. We are in TDH house ready to rock and roll. And rock and roll we are going to do, Suzanne. Questions of the morning is, what can we do to get more people out to support our women's teams? And have you ever attended a Bermuda women's national team match of any sport? And let's just give some background why this matters. Right now, folks, on home soil, Bermuda's women's under-17 team is playing World Cup qualifiers. They're wearing the same crest, representing the same flag, and carrying the same hopes as any national team we rally behind. And here's the honest question we need to ask ourselves. Do we show up for them the way we show up for our men's teams? When our men play, we tend to show up a bit more. Maybe not pack the stadium, but we definitely see more engagement, particularly flooding social media. We talk about it all day. That energy matters. Players feel it. These young women deserve the same energy. They're balancing school and training and sacrifice and pressure, all while representing Bermuda on a regional stage. For many of them, this is the beginning of a football journey that could define their future. It's important for us to understand that support isn't about charity. It's about belief. When young ladies see the stands full and loud applause and that national pride behind them, it sends a message that your dreams are valid, your work matters, and Bermuda has your back. So if we truly believe in football development, if we truly believe in equality, if we truly believe in a national pride, then it's simple. All of us should be showing up, bringing the noise, wearing the colors, because it's the same badge, the same colors, and the same Bermuda. Again, audience, question of the morning: what can we do to get more people out to support our women's teams? And also just a yes or no. Have you ever attended a women's national team match? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be very frank and honest with you. No, I have not attended a women's national team match in my life. Mostly because they weren't playing them when I was younger and in Bermuda full time. And the men's games were more frequent. So I would attend the men's games. I haven't attended a men's national team match since 2008 again. But there were not women's national team matches happening regularly at that point. If I were in Bermuda full time, I'm a fan of sports. You know, I love sports. So if I truly support Bermuda and want Bermuda to succeed, yeah, I'm going to be out there to support them. Now, let me be very clear about this. The weather has not been too kind in Bermuda during these World Cup qualifiers. That could be a reason. But I want everyone in Bermuda to be a part of this conversation. Every last person. So before we go any further, I ask you all to do this all the time. But this morning, I mean it more than ever. If you're tuned in on the radio, hit somebody up. Let them know, hey, get in on this conversation. We're talking about how can we better support our young ladies. If you're tuned in via social media, share that link with your friends, your family, your colleagues, your WhatsApp groups. Everyone deserves to be a part of these conversations. Every last person. So what can we do? What can we do? And have you ever attended a match? So let me give you some background. How we show up for the women, like how do we show up for the women the way we do for the men? Number one, I think we need to normalize it. We need to treat their games as must-see events. We must promote matches the same way men's qualifiers are promoted. And I'm not talking about the associations. I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about us, the community, including the daily hour. Countdowns, reminders on the radio or TV, some game day buzz. And this is no disrespect because I have a lot of love for people. But we did have a sports zone for the men's qualifiers. Maybe we, another group, take up that. Have a Bermuda fan zone, right? This is key right here. Avoid framing the games as women's football events. Frame them as Bermuda football moments. So stop saying the women's under 17, just say the under 17 Bermuda national team. And change the language from go support the ladies or girls and women and start saying Bermuda is playing at home. Let's go support our country. Also, we've got to make it easier to attend. And some of this is beyond us, right? But it's kind of cool. But there's a way to do it. Maybe we get schools, right, to take groups of students in the evenings to support these Bermuda national teams. We're always talking about our community clubs, right? Our community clubs taking different teams out to watch these games. Even a modest turnout looks powerful on social media and feels powerful in the stadium. Momentum builds visually. Yeah? Share the players' stories. People support people before they support teams, right? The BFA has done an incredible job with their social media. But other mediums like the Daily Hour, and I'm going to keep using us as an example. I'm not going to say the Royal Gazette or Burn News. They're doing their work. But we can all do better. We could be including profiles on this show of some of the players. Given some background, what schools do they attend? How do they balance football and studies? What do they want to do with football? Like, what are their ambitions? When fans, when supporters know who these players are, they show up. Use the men's national team as allies. Have national team players from Bermuda's men's team show up and support them on social media. We're their team. We're a jersey with the last name of one of the players on back. This matters. It's part of the same program. You see, what I'm doing here is laying a foundation for us this morning to get everyone to understand that we all have a part to play in this. This is not about pointing fingers at the BFA not doing enough, or this Bermudian for not getting out, or that Bermudian. I know people who attended the Bermuda-Jamaica game who had never been to a local football match, but because it was hype built around it. And they wanted to be a part of it. We need media parity, not pity. Again, we need to do a better job on the Daily Hour, match reports, interviews, highlights. Avoid the inspirational only angle. Speak to the coach, Gary Adams, about the tactics, the results, the rivalries, the standings. Respect fuels interest. Let's have some community challenges and incentives. Which community clubs supporting the team most, they get something. Club versus club stands, like, you know, a PHC stand versus a North Village stand, and who's the loudest. Simple incentives. Who has the most flags? Who has the best Bermuda saying or shout or, you know, song? Who's got the best face paint representing the player? Which player's the most supported? Post-player meet and greets. Create an atmosphere that will attract more people. And let's address the unspoken bias. And I'll get to the audience. Some people still see women's sport as secondary, subconsciously. And the counter isn't guilt, it's quality exposure. Once people watch speed, skill, competitiveness, they come. Folks, we pack our stadiums for men, and rightly so. But if national pride is real, it doesn't change with gender or age. As I said, these young women are wearing the same crest, playing on home soil, and fighting for the same flag. The question isn't whether they deserve support. It's whether we're willing to show up and support them. Question of the morning. What can we do to get more people out to support our women's teams? And have you ever attended a Bermuda women's national team match? I'm going to go to the audience. We've got Suzanne Ingham says, no, I've never attended. I've been to my grandson's football games. Does that count? It does count. Dr. Anthony Richardson says, yes, as proud to be Bermudian, we need to support all of our people. Indeed. Ms. Alan Kate Horton says, unfortunately, the advertising was not the same. No, it wasn't. It was not. And that's something that we have to change. Again, I'm including us at BCG, the Daily Hour, right? We need to change that. Traveling Trotty says, I went to the game last evening and give kudos to the team, coaches, and administration. Thank you for your support, Traveling Trotty. Thank you for going. And the result was 2-2 with Panama hard-fought game. But definitely credit to Coach Adams and all of the players participating. Dr. Anthony Richardson says Bermuda needs to publicize all sporting events using social media and traditional media. Use the media blanketing you see in places like Trinidad, awesome, and in the Bahamas. I agree. I've said it to people before, and I say it to clients. I'm not selfish. There are people who only tune into the Daily Hour, and then there are people who tune into never tune into Daily Hour. There are people who tune into other mediums. Bermuda is a very small market where you may have to be everywhere to let people know what's going on. But also remember what I said at the start of this conversation. I said to everyone, if you're tuned in on the radio, call someone right now and let them know they need to tune in. And then I said, because I say it all the time and y'all don't do it, but share the link with your friends, family, and colleagues. Share it in your WhatsApp group. It's not gossip, I know. We only share gossip through WhatsApp, but share it, because the more people who are part of these problem-solving conversations, I really, truly believe the better off we'll be. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure. Ms. Alan Kate Horton said, I watched it on TV. That's great. That's great. And although the players, right, they may not feel your presence in the stadium, they probably go back and go, wow, we had this amount of people who tuned in and watched us and supported us. Even a comment, if you can comment, on, if you're streaming, players may go back and see that. They may go back and see that. Dr. Anthony Richardson says, use player of the day adverts on social media and traditional media to showcase these young women. Yeah. Yeah. Tamika Miranda says, when we had Carifta here, we had a day off of school. Can the timing of the games be negotiated? See, I was going to mention timing, and this is crucial because timing does matter. But I think this would be a matter for CONCACAF. I don't think that we would necessarily have a say. Now, I think it's worth a conversation. I think it's worth a conversation. However, Tamika, while I appreciate the point, and I was trying to make it earlier, we don't have the same conversation when it comes to the men. The times are very similar to the men. And if we don't have to discuss the time for the men, then it's unfair to do it for the women. But I take your point, and I think it's worth a conversation. Richard Scott says, I think support and sacrifice go hand in hand, and oftentimes we find it difficult to make the necessary sacrifice, which impacts the level of support. Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. Unfortunate. But yeah, it does take sacrifice. It really does. What else, audience? What can we do to get more people out to support our women's teams? And don't be ashamed. I've already given you my answer. Have you ever attended a Bermuda women's national team match? Just a yes or no. It's okay. It's okay. It's quite fine if you haven't. As I stated, I haven't. I haven't. No. I've attended the Women's World Cup. I've never been to the Men's World Cup. So I went to the Women's World Cup, I think, in 2015. In Canada, I attended the Canada versus the Netherlands game. Those of you who know me, I just love sports. So when the WNBA first began, I was a Houston Comets fan. Houston Comets don't even exist anymore. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, like that was me. It wasn't about men versus or women or genders. That wasn't important to me. I just love sport. Over the years, I stopped watching basketball because, and men's and women's, it just didn't appeal to me anymore. Something changed about it, right? But I have no problem. If I love sports and I'm interested in that particular sport, I'm going to watch. I love the competitiveness of it. And I'm going to tell you all, man, if anyone who knows me, unless I innocently forget, it's a put up, shut up kind of life that I have. You know, if I say it, I'm going to do it. And if I was present in Bermuda at this moment, yeah, I would encourage people to attend the games with me. I know what it feels like to have present support. No, again, maybe the weather's a factor. You know, I don't know. Let's go back to the comments. Again, audience, what can we do to get more people out to support our women's teams? And have you ever attended a Bermuda women's national team match? We've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says the WNBA had the same, or similar problems in getting support. Consider using their successes as models. It's interesting with the WNBA. I was telling someone yesterday, men were showing up. Take what you will from what I just said. Men were showing up. Tamika Miranda says, I have a hard time making it to the men's games too. Fair point. And again, if it's something that can be negotiated, I'm open to it, Tamika. I really am. I think that the overall goal should, for CONCACAF and FIFA, should be to get people out to the games, period. So if changing the time does that, or the dates, then I think they should be all for it, right? I mean, we know these organizations love to make money. It makes sense. Richard Scott says, yes, he's attended a long time ago. Okay. I would expect nothing less, Sir President. Manuela says, I remember, quote, before modern social media, end quote, I would get the local newspaper on Fridays to find out which teams were playing that weekend. I don't know if we get an equivalent to that. A lot has changed, but you would think due to social media, we would actually have that, on a regular basis, It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because these young ladies have been doing a thing, folks. They've been doing a thing. I saw a goal scored last night. The way she shaped her body and passed the ball in the back of the net, I would have thought I was watching some professional in La Liga or the English Premier League. It's just their talent is beyond some of the men I've seen in my life. Now, the argument can be made, oh, well, the men are physically, better. But skill is different. Skill is different. And these young ladies have a skill that can take them a long way. They just need our support, man. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure. We've got Teo Dill coming up with a news break. After that, we'll take a commercial break, and I hope you all will be joining me. I will be participating in the PALS Walk for the first time ever this year. Coming to Bermuda, particularly for this, actually. When I didn't ask them, I looked on my calendar, their calendar, to find out when it was late last year, and wanted to make it a point. I've said this many times before. I didn't know about PALS until my mom needed their care. And the work that they do, you can't put a price on it. So I'm happy that I'll be participating, and I'm going to encourage as many people from the Daily Hour community, if you will, please join me, join us as we, walk and raise funds for an organization that means so much to our community. So really looking forward to the conversation with Colleen after the news break. And I'll just go through these last few comments before we show some love to Titan Express and Secure. Mark Arthur says, good morning. Is Cousin Keita the coach of under 17 team? No, Gary Adams is the coach of that team. Richard Scott says the BFA social media platform is really good. The strategy to use the senior women's national team members to encourage the young ladies was great. Absolutely. That's why I said earlier, the BFA has done an awesome job. They have done an awesome job. They really have. Rashida Godwin says, I'm ashamed to say that I haven't attended and I need to do better because these young ladies need our support and they are great. They are winners and having fun. And Rashida, I'm going to give you props because you reached out to me yesterday and it's because of you we're having this discussion. So thank you. And accountability. We're accountable. We have fallen short and we have to do better. So thank you for that. And Polly Rich says, no, prefer to watch men's football. Hopefully, Polly Rich, we can get you out to a game and your opinion may change. You may see these young ladies and be like, wow, I had no idea. All right, folks, let's show some love to Titan Express and Secure, and then we'll go to Teo Dill for your Daily Hour news break.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural experiences, they set the standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you.
All righty, folks. Hey, as we go to our news break, if you are streaming with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, do us that big favor. Give us a like, love, follow, share. Help us beat the algorithms as we want to ensure that everyone we know in our community has access to these most important community conversations as possible. Let's hit Teo Dill for the Daily Hour News Break.
Good morning, I'm Teo Dill, and welcome to your TDH News Break brought to you by the great folks at Peoples. We're still the Peoples you know, just growing in new ways to meet the world ahead. And you've probably heard about U.S. President Donald Trump's recent attempt to take ownership of Greenland for the sake of, quote, U.S. security, end quote. And this is something we here in Bermuda need to pay attention to. Here's why. Bermuda had a U.S. base here for decades because of our strategic value in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, with the opportunity to get and give advance warning and responses to America's enemies making transatlantic attacks. The reason I know this is not just because I understand history, but because Jesse Waters, one of the leading Fox News personalities, has included Bermuda in a hypothetical justification of the Trump takeover of Greenland.
Yeah, I hate to break it to the Danes. We have long johns here, too. Patagonia will happily provide parkas for the Navy. We have soldiers from the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. Gets a little cold up there in the winter. They're used to the wind chill, too. If we needed Bermuda to defend the Caribbean from the enemy, I think the British would let us borrow the island. It's called sharing. Funny thing is, the Europeans are lecturing us about colonies. What's yours is yours. Really?
If it happens on cable TV, particularly on Fox, then Trump has definitely heard it. It's his primary method of receiving information and basically understanding how the world works. All that means is that Trump just might be thinking about whether or not it makes sense to acquire our island. Like, for real, for real. This is serious. Now, the best thing I could think to share in response to this is part of a speech from continental Africa's Che Guevara, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara. Now, he speaks in French, but the captions are clear on this video. Please pay attention to it because it might just matter more to Bermuda in particular than you might think.
L'impérialisme, il est là-bas, en train d'écraser les peuples arabes, c'est le sionisme. L'impérialisme est partout. Et à travers sa culture qu'il répand, à travers ses fausses informations, il nous amène à penser comme lui. Il nous amène à nous soumettre à lui, à le suivre dans toutes ses manœuvres. De grâce, il faut que nous barrions la route à cet impérialisme.
And shout out to Bermuda's under-17 national women's football team for earning a hard-fought draw against their Panamanian counterparts with a 2-2 score last. And 2 brand new electrical engineering scholarship awards have been announced by Belco, worth $100,000 apiece. A Belco rep shared that both 4-year scholarships provide $25,000 per year, the 4-year undergrad program, to help support aspiring electrical engineers in advancing their education, on fostering opportunities to contribute their expertise within Belco and the broader Bermudian community. Now, the reason Belco built these 2 scholarships specifically is to increase the number of qualified Bermudian engineers who've been adequately trained to actively participate in Bermuda's changing energy landscape. Recipients of the scholarships will have to work at Belco for about 4 years after graduation, depending, of course, on the availability of a suitable position. You can learn more via belco.bm/scholarships. Weather-wise, today should be windy, chilly, and rainy, so prepping accordingly will be necessary for you to have a comfortable day. A series of lows will push blustery showers and strengthening winds into our airspace. This also means that air temps will sit between the mid-60s and mid-50s, so keeping that hoodie nearby is at least going to be a good look. All that said, transient high pressure should calm things down and warm conditions up as we approach the weekend, and we'll tell you more about it tomorrow. That's your TDH News Break, brought to you by our friends at Peoples. I'm Teo Dill. Now back to the show.
All righty. Thanks so much for that, Tay. We had that discussion before it hit Bermuda media last week about, the whole Trump and Bermuda thing. I'll just put it to you like this. If President Donald Trump felt there was a need for Bermuda, you bet your boots he would go hard to attain Bermuda. But you all made it very clear that you do not want to go from one colony, being a colony of one empire, to another. You made that very clear. All right, here's your days of the year. It's National Corn Chip Day here. It's Corn Chip Day. So I'm going to ask you, what do you like to dip your corn chips in? What do you love to dip your corn chips in? Everybody got to love corn chips, right? What I love to dip my corn chips in, it's called Cowboy Caviar, and you can get it from Trader Joe's. Cowboy Caviar, folks. It's like some beans and little tomato. I'm gonna have to go get it and show it to you one day. But if you ever go to Trader Joe's, look for Cowboy. It's Cowboy Caviar. It is delicious. Yeah, delicious. All righty, folks. Let's take a break, and we will be back with Colleen English DeGrilla. We're talking about the PALS Walk 2026, and I hope you all will be hitting the road with me on February 22nd to take part. Be right back. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Take a look at our workbook for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Paired with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour, brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, I did ask, it's corn chip day. So I asked, what'd you like to dip your corn chips in? Well, Mark Arthur says corn chip day, might as well call it National Stank Breath Day. Really? Corn chips make your breath? Maybe I'm not self-aware, but my breath doesn't stink. I floss and take care of myself, so it takes a lot. Okay, I'll be honest. Raw onion does it. Raw onion. Miss Ellen Kate Horton says, Jamel, that sounds yuck. Really? Cowboy caviar? I'm going to bring you some, Miss Horton. I'm going to bring you some cowboy caviar. We've got Nicole Walker says, use them for haystacks. Yes. I crashed a bunch of Adventist events back in the day and used to enjoy having them with haystacks. Suzanne Ingham says, corn chips are great with all sorts of things. I like dipping them even in my thick soup. They're great with anything. Yes, they do go well with soup. And we've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says, mixed, spicy, melted cheeses, guacamole, and salsa dip. Now, that's a brother who knows how to have a chip party. All right, folks. Without further ado, let's bring our very special guest today. She's the executive director of PALS. We've been having these bi-monthly conversations for over a year now, and we are excited because we're talking about the annual PALS Walk taking place February 22nd, 2026. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to Colleen English DeGrilla.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I got to ask you before we get into anything. Corn chips. Do you eat corn chips?
Well, I love cowboy caviar. Like anything at Trader Joe's is my favorite. So I love Trader Joe's.
Somebody knows about cowboy caviar.
Yes, it's very good.
It's good. Honestly, folks, I'm not exaggerating. You all know I don't eat a lot of stuff, but if you try cowboy caviar, you may not do any other dip. But that Trader Joe's, that's my joint. That's my place. Well, I'm glad.
Yeah.
So
every time I go home, I have to go to Trader Joe's too.
There you go. There you go. First of all, I on behalf of the team at TDH and also many audience members, we want to say thank you all for trusting this platform to have these engaging conversations, to answer them. We've had so many of your colleagues on. People have found the conversations very helpful. So thank you all for making time. We know that the work you do requires you to be so many places, but to engage us for the last year, we are grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. But let's just jump into today's conversation. Normally we're talking about, what the people, individuals in the organization do, how we're helping people and the like. Today, we want to talk about something that truthfully I only learned about last year, which is the PALS Walk. Can you just tell us a bit about the PALS Walk and why it's such an important event for the PALS community?
Sure. Well, PALS, this is our 38th annual walk. So I've been told originally it started years and years ago where everyone would take the ferry up to Dockyard and and walk back to Bars Bay Park. It probably the last 15 years we've been doing it, or maybe since we've been at this building, 20 years, we've been doing it from PALS. We started PALS, which is Point Finger Road, 18 Point Finger Road. You would take a right, go down to South Road, go up to the Paget Roundabout and get on the rail trail. And you would walk that way. It's always the last Sunday of February. We're probably going to have over 1,000 people. And it's just a feel-good morning. What I love about it is seeing patients or patients' families. Like there's oftentimes people that we've lost throughout the year and then the whole family comes out. So, I do always say that once you've been in our family, unfortunately, but you stay in our family forever. You're always going to be a part of PALS. So even if your loved one is not here, you're still with us.
Indeed. And I want to ask the audience, have just a yes or no, and it's okay if you have not. I have not done it as of today, but has anyone participated in the PALS Walk? Let us know in the audience, yes or no. Beyond the fundraising, what does the PALS Walk represent for patients, families, caregivers, and supporters across Bermuda?
I think it's a give back. A lot of people like to give back. A couple of years ago, our shirt we created has kind of like a Post-it on the front, and you get a magic marker and it says, who are you walking for? And honest to God, everybody's Post-its are full. People are walking for so many people. Sometimes they're walking for themselves, in honor of themselves, in memory of their loved ones. And I see families, like I see babies, maybe babies that were born after the loved ones passed. It's just really, really, I don't know. It's like one of my patients says, walking into PALS is like a hug. That day is just like a big hug. It's just a very community focused, fun event.
Yeah. How does the support raised through the walk directly help PALS provide compassionate care to individuals facing serious illness?
Well, obviously it helps a lot. It's one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. We spend over $5,000 a day just in patient care. Our budget is not small. We are a charity. We don't charge for anything we do, but our budget is over $2 million. And, that's not staffing. That's, 80% is patient related. So it definitely helps us. And also, like you said, gets the community more involved, and also helps them learn more about what we do, because they talk to people and say, oh, like you, I didn't know PALS did that, and they'll talk to family members and stuff. It's fun. It's a really good, 38 years. So it's been going for a long time.
Yeah. We asked the audience, have they participated in the PALS Walk? Dr. Anthony Richardson says yes. Suzanne Ingham says yes. Dr. Patricia Chapman said yes. Polly Rich and Nicole Walker said no. And my sister Leroya said yes. So I'm gonna challenge my good friends and my family, my cousin Nicole Walker and Polly Rich. We're gonna do it this year, or not. We're gonna get out with me. I promise you, I'll be there, so we could do it together. We can wear a Daily Hours shirt. We could wear a PAL shirt. We could do. Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, I see. I think I've got some people. I'm putting people on the spot. I think
I'll be watching for the names.
what can people like who participate? What can participants expect on walk day, like in terms of atmosphere, activities, and ways families and friends can get involved together?
Well, people usually arrive around 8:30. Like I said, it's a Sunday morning, but we get quite energetic in the morning. We have Shelly Thunder, who is here playing music, and then we have Mr. Photogenic, who gets everybody moving and shaking before they go. ZBM is going to be doing live broadcasting that day. So you would leave from PALS, and you have the option of walking 3K, 5K, or 10K. You do not have to choose it. You just do what you want. So some people say, I'm just going to do 3K. And then they get out there in the whole atmosphere. Then they come back and say, I did 10K. So there's 2 water stops along the way. One is Clarion Bank and one is CG Insurance. They are our 2 lead sponsors, and they just get the party rolling.
Yeah. So are you able to tell us, you said 3K, 5K, 10K, where those spots that those end? Yes.
So if you go, so 3K, I think, is up by Harmony Hall. There's a big sign that would say, if you turn around now, you've walked 3K. So I think 3K is up by, before Harmony Hall. Okay. Actually, I forget. The 5K is, Ord Road, where it crosses over the street. And then, the 10K is at the S Hill turnaround. So you'd be walking 5K and then come back 5K. So that would be the 10K, the S Hill. That's the last water stop.
Got it. It seems cool. No, I've got to ask you, because we know Bermuda this time of year, weather can be a deterrent. For me, there's no rain day for events like this, but explain to people, rain, blow, snow, or shine.
Rain, blow, or shine. Absolutely. I used to say it doesn't rain, but it has poured some Sundays. But me and a whole bunch of other people are standing there as cheerleaders when you come back. So we are getting soaking wet. So you have to do it so you can come back and see us.
All right. Well, for some, obviously, PALS caters to every last person in Bermuda, but there may be some who may not be able to walk but still want to support the cause. What other ways can people participate or contribute?
Well, there are people that walk in groups, and they do collect sponsorship, so you could donate to them. There is also a virtual option. So there's a lot of people that want to do our walk but don't live in Bermuda anymore, and we're like, you can still do it at home. You can still do it in your living room, do it wherever you want, or just send money and donate and don't do it. Another option is that what we do is we provide snacks like food and cakes and cookies at the end. And a lot of students particularly will bake for that to get community service hours. So they'll bake like a dozen muffins and bring them to us. And then they get hours for it, and they've helped us, and we appreciate it.
Indeed. Audience, if you have any questions, by the way, or comments for Colleen, my apologies, you can send them through. Colleen, I think a lot of people are going to be interested in participating this year, but how can they sign up, donate, or learn more about the 2026 PALS Walk? And what message would you like to leave with the community as it relates to the impact of this walk?
Okay. Well, you can sign up on racedayworld.com. You can go there. If you don't have a computer or access, you can come into our office, walk in and register there. If you're registering a group, maybe for your job or your group of friends or family, you could write to us at info@pals.bm, and we will send you a little spreadsheet. We can register everybody for you. And the impact, it's just, I don't know, but it definitely financially helps us, but it's more about the support it gives to the families and the friends that are walking in memory of people, because they feel like they've done something good. They feel happy. They're with other people that are kind of all going through the same thing. And it's just, like I said, it's just feel good. come do it. You know, no, as our new saying is, nobody should face cancer alone. So, you know, we have patients that are doing it. So come walk with them, show them that you're supporting them.
Yeah. Are there other ways, just throughout the year beyond the walk, that people can maybe volunteer? And do you have ongoing donations where someone can say, you know what, I want to donate $25 a month for the cause?
Absolutely. So you can go on our website, www.pals.bm, and click donate. There is a tab that says recurring donation. So you would put in and you'd say, yes, I'd like to give 5, 10, whatever you want to give. And it'll come out every month off your credit card. We're always looking for volunteer drivers. There are people that sometimes might have to go to radiation 5 days a week for the next 6 weeks, and the family can't do every day. So we would, ask someone to drive them to radiation, drive them to medical appointments. Our thrift shop is always looking for goods. So some people can't give monetarily or of their time, but they have a lot of stuff they want to get rid of. So give it to our thrift shop. Our thrift shop has done amazing. We've been open almost 8 years, and, we get a lot of great stuff. So our thrift shop is open Fridays 4 to 7, Saturday 9 to 3, and Sunday 11 to 3.
Nice. And I folks, if you're tuned in online, you can see that we have the PALS website on, and what Colleen just explained, how you can donate just at the top of the homepage right there. You can put any amount, or they have amounts that you can choose, and just hit donate. And obviously you see the 38th annual walk information right there. What else would you like to say before you leave today that you really want Bermuda to know about not just the walk, but PALS itself?
So I think one of the biggest misconceptions about PALS is that we are only for end-of-life care, and we are not. We want to be involved from the minute the doctor tells you you have cancer. So what I've been trying to say is, if you're in your doctor's office and they do say you have cancer, I want you to, the first thing you should say is, please get a PALS referral. And then the doctor will say, oh, you don't need PALS yet. And you say, no, that lady on the radio and on TV said, I need PALS. So PALS, we're just there. You don't know how much you need us until you do. And we're not, I've had people say, oh, I have money, I don't need PALS. It's not about money. It's about the support. It's about us being there. It's about you having someone else on your side. So that's what I want people to know.
Indeed. Thank you so much for this conversation, Colleen. And Colleen, I'm going to bring some cowboy caviar for us.
Okay, great.
I have some cowboy caviar when I come for the walk.
Thank you.
I really look forward to seeing you and the team.
Thank you, you too.
I really hope that some of those tuned in. I'm going to put a lot of people on the spot to join us, the Daily Hour team, as we get out there in support of the great work that PALS continues to do for everyone in our community. And when I say everyone, sometimes we don't even realize what they're doing to help us. So thank you to you and your team, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much. See you later.
See you later. Colleen English DeGrilla, folks, if you appreciated that conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share that conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break. And after this break, we're going to wrap it up. But I've got a daily play for you. I'm not sure you all, I think you've got this answer. I think you've got it. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda business starts here.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Novazok Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Every space has a message, whether it's a store, a government office, or a doctor's waiting room. With Store Tunes Radio, transform your environment with customized music and professional messaging that keeps people informed, engaged, and at ease. Easy to use, built for organizations of every kind. Powered by Bermuda Communications Group. Store Tunes Radio, the soundtrack to better customer experiences. Visit storetunesradio.com to learn more. Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Colleen English DeGrilla and everyone at PALS for trusting this platform to have these most important community conversations. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for allowing us to pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, if you have not already and you are streaming with us on any of our social media platforms right now, just make sure you do us that favor. Give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Make sure you send it in your WhatsApp groups. We want to ensure that everyone has access to these most important community conversations, especially when it comes to conversations with our partners, community partners like PALS, doing the work that's necessary to help every last one of us in need. Alrighty, folks. It's time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. It's a name that place. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Don't let me down, audience. This is an easy one. All right. In which country is Mecca the holiest meeting site in Islam? Dr. Anthony Richardson came through first. It was definitely Saudi Arabia. Indeed, Saudi Arabia. Michael Jordan. Huh? Which country is Mecca the holiest meeting site in Islam? Michael Jordan. I don't know, cousin Mark. Everyone has an off day. Okay. All right, folks. we're gonna move on, but let's wrap up today's show. So, as it relates to supporting our women's teams, the way we support men's teams, I want to share something from earlier that Miss Ellen Kate Horton shared. She said, "I think part of the problem today is the lack of support for club level sports, and this spills over. The drop off is due to behavior around grounds, hence the interest is not the same as it used to be. Sad all around. Remember when we had great teams that packed stadiums?" You know what, Miss Horton? I think this is very true. I've said this for years. I mean, you would go to a game when I was young. I would go with people to PHC Stadium, and it used to be jam-packed. Devon Chirac, jam-packed. Like, you couldn't even get in, kind of packed. The hill was full. Things have changed. You're absolutely correct. And a lot of it has been antisocial behavior. I think that does transcend to, people when you're not going to the local club level games, people don't feel like they know players. I think from the men's standpoint that a lot of the players that are representing, people don't have a connection with them, but people still get out to support. Maybe not this true sports fans, but people still get out to support. So while I take your point, I'm not quite sure that's the reason why people are not out supporting our young women. I think it has more to do with people just not caring, not showing the same love, not interested. We've got to change that. At the end of the day, it's about supporting people who have the same goals and dreams and aspirations despite their gender. I would love to see us get out all together collectively and support all of our national teams, regardless of sport, not just when people are winning. Someone said to me after we had Debbie Jones Hunter on a couple years ago, and it's like, we really have a problem celebrating Bermudians. And the only time we feel like they are worthy is if they are the gold medalist or the medalist or number one. And people don't realize how hard that is. The truth is there can only be one champion. There will be many who come close. We have to understand that anyone who succeeds beyond Bermuda has done the unthinkable. We are a very small people, 60 to 70,000 people. We punch above our weight. But progress is progress. And these young women are making progress. We need to get behind them. As far as the conversation with Colleen, I can't say it enough how grateful I am for organizations like PALS. And I really, truly hope that the weather cooperates so that no one has excuses as to why they won't be there for the walk. February 22nd, folks. February 22nd. I'm going to put it up on screen. February 22nd, 2026, the 38th annual PALS Walk. If you're unable to be there in person, there's the virtual option. We'll be starting and finishing at PALS headquarters. So join us. I'm including myself in that, and support Bermuda's cancer's patients. All right. So go on their website and see what you can do to give back to an organization that has given so much to Bermuda and the Bermudian people. All right. Daily inspiration. Let me pull something out of the hat for you. This is from Michael Jordan. I guess I just came to this page. Maybe this is what Mark Arthur was saying. Give a Michael Jordan quote. It says, quote, "If you quit once, it becomes a habit. Never quit." End quote. Polly Rich says, "Jamel, you are so right. Listening to you, I think of my son on the men's bowling team. You know, I saw a brother who was on the bowling team speaking out recently saying, you know, we're out here doing a thing and we don't get the same funding and support as football." He's right. He's absolutely correct. We need parity in Bermuda, not popularity. I hope that hits home with a number of us. Alrighty, folks. We got to get out of here. Gonna let you all go. So do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are Izelle. Peace.